Okay. Lisa, I wanted to ask you what you mean when you say awakening. I know this word from other speakers, and but I'm not sure you often use it, and I'm not sure what you mean by it.
Well, I mean, I don't have definites for each word. Like when you're trying to communicate with someone, you're sort of dancing around their language as well. So it's not like I have definites.
Right.
But it tends to be that I use the word awakening as when either there is some form of collapse, and it can be just an awakening to everything, it can be an awakening to nothing, it can just be um, a taste of it momentarily. And normally people tend to have lots of awakenings, and after the awakening the person comes back and claims it.
What would that look like, that awakening?
Well, it depends what type of awakening. There can be an intellectual awakening where there's an intellectual comprehension of what's being talked about. I might call that an awakening as well. There could be an awakening where there's nothing, there's no world, nothing's happening. There could be an awakening to everything, to this I amness, or because the I am goes, I am the body, I am this, I am that, and there can be that awakening where there's just I am. And normally the awakening then is claimed by the person. So then the person will think, I had this awakening, and they try to intellectually compare it to what other speakers have said.
Yes.
And that's okay, that's what tends to happen.
Okay. And another thing is, before you said like someone who, I don't know how to put it now. I put it in my words.
Yeah.
If there's nobody anymore, then there is no, you don't realize what's happening. Like, it's gone. After it happens, it's over and it's gone. And I was wondering, like, you're aware of what's happening. You remember, you have a memory.
Yeah, memories can appear.
Yeah.
But normally we take, the person takes those memories to be a reality and be happening to someone, rather than memory simply appearing now.
Okay.
They don't mean anything, the memories. It doesn't imply the last moment or an actuality. But normally the memory is giving the appearance that this is coming from a past and going to a future, which is actually illusory.
Okay.
I mean, there's loads of different ways you could use the word illusory. I mean, ultimately everything's illusory because it's dependent on the robot is which this is seen through. So if there was an owl here and a human and a bee, and we look through every perspective, reality would be different depending on which one you look through. For the owl, it sees in heat, I think, and it has intense hearing. For the bee, I think it sees multiple appearances, sees it from all different angles. I'm not quite sure. In a dog sees everything as flat, and there's no actual reality. It's not like one is more right than the other.
Okay.
It's simply what is appearing is what's happening, but there's no actual reality. I mean, even if we put on glasses now, which like were binoculars, which made everything, you see more detail. Which one's real, with or without the binoculars on? There's no reality. What is an endless endless mirrors. You know, when they look in, when mirrors are put in a certain angle together, you can see endlessly. what is like that. If you were to get super lenses on and keep looking inwards, you'd just see smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And the same with if you went outwards, you just see it just is endless. And then finally you'll get to nothing is the back of everything.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I wonder, like we're saying the dog or the baby or some animal perceives this or that, but actually it's only in our head, isn't it?
Ultimately, yeah. But just trying to use those as examples, but yeah, we don't even know if this is being looked at from other perspectives.
And ultimately, it's not even in our head because there's no head.
No, there is only what is. And then as a speaker, you have to constantly contradict yourself because you can say one thing and then you'd be like, oh yeah, then that's not, because there's no reality. That's why when I said about, when you asked me about awakening, I was like, well, I'm only speaking about awakening in relation to other people and concepts. There's no actual definition that anybody can have about anything. Life is always moving, including definitions.
Yes.
Its movement implies its non-existence. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's strange because today, actually, I was looking forward to calling you, and I was thinking, what could I ask? I don't really have any real questions, but what could I ask you in order to be able to talk to you? And then I had the feeling I don't really feel like calling, and then this question came up. But actually, I had the feeling from all this contact I had with you by just listening to you, YouTube and so on, there isn't really the feeling to need to have this contact by talking to you on Ustream kind of wasn't there today. I thought just by listening to YouTube, it's enough.
Yeah.
And now when I called you, I realized I don't know whether it has to do with my physical state in the moment, but I couldn't follow anything. You were talking, and normally I can, I can talk about these intellectual things, and all of a sudden I didn't understand anything. So I'm gonna listen to YouTube to see what you say.
But it seems to be that I have the effect on many people, and I kind of feel like that it's really being heard when that's happening, because it's really not an intellectual thing. There's something else happening when it all begins to disappear, and then the person's quick trying to grab on to follow something. So.
Yes, today I had this feeling, when the time came that, now this is happening on Ustream, I had this feeling, I don't need to call, and I for years I have this feeling life is just living itself, things. You're not doing anything anyway. I mean, there's nobody, but I also live in this feeling I'm not doing anything. It's all happening, and I just watch and I say, oh, this is now like this or like that. And so I lost the thread. Okay, Lisa.
Thank you, Marlene. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.